Welcome to this episode of the Growth Cast. It is me, Jackson Campbell, joined today. Geez, already stumbling over my words. Not a great start to the podcast. It's been a few weeks since we recorded, but regardless, I was here joined this morning with Dallas Pruitt. Dallas, how are you, bro?
Good, man. We had to do our warm-ups. Unique New York.
I know we didn't do
New York. We didn't go through our
leaving, glop, and
thing.
glope. Right?
There we go. Now we're good.
We're ready to go.
I'm doing great, man.
Good, dude. Awesome. Well, as we dive in here this morning, just a quick reminder for everybody to like, share, review, leave us a rating for the podcast wherever it is that you're listening. Our goal is to reach as many people as possible. And by y'all's efforts in leaving us reviews and ratings and giving us a thumbs up wherever you see us, it helps with that effort. So please go ahead and do that.
Shout out to MF Investor Guy, Pure Gold. That review made my day, brother, whoever you are. Anyways, reviews, yes. They matter. They help us. They help us grow. And
they light us up too. We love seeing
them.
They really fill our cup when we see those good reviews.
And so feedback. Hey, feedback is a crucial part of feeding a growth mindset and everything you do. And that's what we want to do. So we got to have it. We got to have the feedback loop. And so anyways, love it, man.
Awesome. Well, let's dive in here to today's episode. Today we want to talk about doing difficult things first, right? I guess it's not really a theory, but a principle of growth mindset is to start your morning off doing something difficult and the benefits that follow from doing that. Let's dive in. Let's dive into that real quick. Before we dive in, want to welcome any of those that are joining the Growth Cast for the first time. Welcome. We're very happy for you. We're very happy to have you here. Monday through Thursday, you get daily drips with Dallas Pruitt. So tune into those episodes. Very powerful daily mindset principles to help you start your day. On Friday, I jump on with Tyler Devereaux and I interview him on a mindset principle or a real estate principle. A lot of times we'll dive into real estate, but mindset is always mixed in there because we know the importance of mindset and all that we do. And then on Saturday, you're listening to today's extended cut episode where I jump on with Dallas Pruitt and we riff on either one of the past episodes from the week or like today, we're kind of just picking. We're picking.
Before we jump into the topic, dude,
do
you want to allude to what our plans are with Q1 and what our first read to lead book of the year is and what we plan to do there? Do you want to allude to that a little bit, or should we reserve that for next week?
Let's reserve it for next week. Let's introduce it next week with the beginning.
Beyond lockdown, we got some new information. We're going to be taking not a different approach. We're going to add to the approach, bring some more things into the fold that we regularly do with our read to lead list, and we're excited to share those details next week. So to be continued next week.
Yes, TBA on those for sure. Awesome. Well, let's dive in here. Let's dive in here, Dallas. Doing difficult things in the morning, man. Yeah. Why is that so important? Let's start there. Why is it so important to start your day off with a challenge?
Let's rewind it back. This takes me back to a conversation that you and I had a couple of years ago, sitting in our first office, and we were talking about the importance of proactivity, right? Yeah. Like being proactive, because there was this misconception, I think, when I first came into the flock, when I first came into the fold of like WTM, do difficult things first. And one of those difficult things has to be you have to wake up at 4:00 in the morning.
Right.
Now break it down, like literally just self-reflect, everybody. Like, how difficult is it to wake up at 4:00 in the morning every day? Dude, it's hard. I follow Jocko Willink, and I love when he posts his like black and white watch with the time. And it's always like 4 something. And it's just like, boom. And he's like, get after it. Well, that's doing a hard thing. Getting up early is step one. Right. And to be honest, I think it's a great step one. I will never go away from the fact that just getting up early, honestly, like, you guys dig my backdrop. If you're on YouTube, I got a little bit different background here, but like these guys right here are a testament to just getting up early. Like, that's part of the routine with archery, hunting, or anything else. But just getting up and getting after it and not hitting the snooze button, busting up out of your bed. That's hard. That's a great way to start the day, really proactive. Right. But dude, proactivity is important, and you can build momentum up through a lot of different things, feeding your body, feeding your mind. Just taking action on some really hard things. For me, like, I'll take a little bit different spin. For me, I'm a writer. I like to write. And so, but it takes a lot of brain power for me to write, like a lot.
Yeah.
I have to drown out distractions, and I can't really have any other thoughts in my mind, or else it's tough, right? Like it makes it even harder. And so for me, one of the things that I do in the morning that's difficult is that, because I feel like writing is one of the most difficult tasks that I undergo every single day. And so the morning time is when that happens, because my energy is high. My mind is clear. I'm on a high because of some of the hard things that I did prior leading up to that writing. You know, I've got a sequence of routine that I go through. I work out. I eat breakfast. I eat a healthy breakfast.
Let's pause
right?
there
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Let's dissect that right there. You work out.
Yeah.
One of the first things you do in the morning is work out. Now I like to look at patterns when I look at highly successful individuals. I like to look at patterns. What are these people doing? What are these people doing to help them towards success? Almost always, man. Almost always, they wake up early. You mentioned 4 a.m. They wake up early. They wake up early enough time that really pushes them to get out of bed. So they wake up early, and one of the next things that they do is they work out. They go to the gym. They do something physically strenuous every single morning, right? And as I look at these patterns, I look at that. All right, starting off the day. Today we're talking about starting the day with something difficult. Waking up early is difficult. Doing that first thing, getting to the gym, is never easy, and it's also a difficult thing. Dallas, what benefits have you seen in your life from getting up early and hitting the gym first thing?
Oh man. Well, there's so many to count, and it's impacted every almost facet of my life. The benefits from physical exertion every single day. I mean, physically, my body feels better than it's ever felt before. And I'm 35 years old, you know. I feel way better now than what I did as a Division I baseball player when I was, 18 years old, 19 years old. I didn't do this. I didn't do this at 18. I didn't do this at 19. I did what was required, but I didn't willingly put myself in a situation that stretched and tore my muscles. Right. So my joints, but my muscles, right. But my mind, the clarity that has been able to come from, and the confidence that has been able to be built up in me through seeing that progress through or via my physical transformation. There's a lot of confidence that came from that in being able to tackle other things that were hard. There's transferable skills and thoughts, right? Confidence, resiliency, effort, endurance that I was able to see in that transformation, and then connect the dots to some other type of transformation that I was working on that wasn't necessarily like to do with my physical body. For example, fatherhood. Fatherhood's a great example of that. It is not easy work. It is tough work. Adding more kids to the mix every single time threw it for a loop. But the transferable skills of, again, effort being the pathway to mastery, and the compounding effect of just giving your best effort, and, getting lost in just giving effort, like not overemphasizing the result and knowing that the result takes time, just like the return on my physical appearance took time.
Yeah.
Right. But like, that's where my mind went. And so, it's impacted everything. And I honestly, it's funny, we're talking about physical fitness or physical health. Because again, you just don't think about that when you think about like business or parenting, but there are transferable skills that I just broke down a few that directly impact the increase in your abilities and your skill set in all other areas of your life.
Yep.
And I'm very grateful for that. And it because of that though, I also have decided, right, that I'm never going to get off that. Like I can't sacrifice that. And so honestly, Jax, like, how much maybe we'll pivot here. A lot of people who listen are entrepreneurs, business owners, parents, all of it, right? Like we're busy. Right. We're busy. We're all busy individuals trying to be productive. How often do you travel?
Oh, I travel a good amount.
Yeah. I've started too, right? Like ever since we came on board, that's been a newer thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Like traveling a little more regularly. Tyler's one who travels a lot.
Yeah.
And what's cool to see is this type of approach, right? Doing difficult things first and integrating a routine like this. It doesn't take time off. It doesn't take a day off.
Right.
So when you go to Orlando and I go to Orlando just recently, where do I see you? At freaking Iron Religion. I think was the name of the gym. It was actually a pretty sick gym. Shout out Iron Religion in Orlando. And my Portuguese speaking folks, my Brasileiros. I heard a bunch there, by the way. I don't know if you did. It was pretty wild.
I didn't notice. No,
that's awesome. Dude, it was fun. It was fun to get up and just continue that routine forward, right? Like that's, I think, an actionable in and of itself is, doing difficult things first doesn't just happen on work days. It doesn't just happen Monday through Friday. It happens on holidays. It should. You should deliver on that when you travel and get creative and find ways to, again, start your day off with some difficult tasks, think outside the box, and build some momentum, right? Like be proactive. So
absolutely. Can I riff here? I have a quote. I have a quote that I want to share regarding doing hard things in the morning. This is a Stoic quote. If you listen to the podcast, you know that oftentimes I like to quote Ryan Holiday, ancient philosophers, along the lines of Stoicism. This is one of those quotes from Seneca. He said, "The body should be treated rigorously, that the mind not be that it may not be disobedient to the mind." Now let me reread that.
Yeah,
the body should be treated The body should be treated rigorously, that it may not be disobedient to the mind. So we're talking about doing these hard things in the morning, right? Talking about going to the gym early, talking about waking up early. It's all of these really difficult and rigorous things for the body. But like you're saying, Dal, just to kind of break down everything that you just said into a short phrase, is we treat our body rigorously. We put our body through those hard things early in the morning so that our mind is not disobedient to our body, if that makes sense, right? So we do those hard things in the morning, like you're saying, to set that proactivity, to be out in front of it, to you truly making the decision to do something difficult is going to help set you up for the rest of the day massively. It's going to help you fulfill on the rest of the commitments that you made to other people, that you made to yourself. It's going to help you fulfill on those because you overcame really one of the hardest things that it is to do in the day, which is wake up in the morning and get to do something physical that early. It has made a massive impact in my life. I've spoken pretty openly here on the Growthcast about things, but I deal with a little bit of anxiety. I deal with a little bit of I have some self-confidence issues that I'm working on, that like I'm trying to become more confident in myself. And I saw it pivot and hockey stick straight in the air, my confidence, my proactivity, my productivity. The minute I really started taking care of myself in the morning, the minute I truly started being proactive in the morning, being proactive to the day, is really when I saw that hockey stick straight in the air when it comes to confidence and really being able to have control on the anxieties and the stresses that I feel just in life, right? It's taking advantage of that morning to be in control. There's so many things throughout the day. There's so many things throughout the day that really are not in our control that may affect us, right? There's so many things that happen in life that pop up that aren't really in our control. But if you can control those first few hours of the day, it gives you such a better grasp on the rest of your day to be able to control those things, to be able to react in a positive way to these things that do pop up, knowing that you have the confidence, that you have the ability to get up in the morning, get to the gym and do those hard things, that you have the ability and the confidence to be able to attack problems when they come, have solutions for these issues that do pop up. My journey in growth mindset and growing it's been a journey for sure. And I'm always on that journey.
That's what's beautiful about it.
Continuously on that journey. But once I really started seeing growth mindset have the biggest impact in my life is when I really started taking advantage of the morning and really started waking up, getting to the gym. All these mindset principles are so that we talk about on the Growthcast, that Tyler talks about on the Aloha Friday episodes, you talk about during your daily drip episodes. all of those principles, in my opinion, and I might be speaking out of pocket here. This might be too dramatic here, but my opinion is those other principles that we talk about only are possible if you take care of yourself within those first few hours of the morning. Oh, they're only possible. You can only really deploy those other mindset principles throughout the day if you're doing the things in the morning to set yourself up to be able to notice those things as they're coming, so you can deploy those principles and use those principles. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent.
That's great.
Here, but I can't express the importance of truly waking up in the morning, taking advantage of the morning. You talk about winning the morning and doing those difficult things in the morning, so it can set you up for the rest of the day, and you can have a productive day and grow and get you to your goals.
I love it.
Such an important principle.
And some people, how many times I've been told, well, that's sweet, I'm not a morning person. I literally had a conversation this last week with someone. And they said, well, that's great. But like, you've got to understand, some people do better if they just stay up all night. Like, that's how they function. And
disagree.
And I would politely disagree. But I would also agree with the sentence of like, I'm just not a morning person, because guess what? Nobody is. Like, let's be honest. Like, the natural part of all of us, what does it want to do? It wants to stay sleeping in those comfy blankets. It wants to stay in our underwear, lounged out on the freaking bed. The natural part of us doesn't want to put our cell phone away. The natural part of us wants to go to the gym and not really work out, but sit in the sauna and watch a YouTube clip. Ha, ha, ha. I'm laughing because some of you are listening and you're going, holy shit, I did that this morning. I went to the gym. I half-assed it. I went into the sauna and I watched a YouTube clip. And it's okay. Forgive yourself, but also come to the realization that comfort abounds everywhere. It is everywhere. It is so hard to escape. It is so hard to attack discomfort because life is so comfortable for most of us. Most listening, which it's not everyone. This is actually a pretty awesome statistic. We have listeners that listen to the Growth Cast across the world.
We do.
It's pretty cool. I broke down the map and I was dying at seeing some of the countries that popped up. But the majority of us, are, and even those that are across the world, like if you are listening to the Growth Cast, I'm assuming that you're in a pretty affluent area. I'm assuming that you have access to things like the internet, right? And life is just too damn comfortable. It just really is. And you have to be proactive and strategic about attacking difficult things, because life is simply easy. It is really easy. I want to be sensitive to that, because I actually think it's paradoxical. I think because life is so easy, it makes it so damn hard right now.
Yeah,
I really believe that is exactly why life is so hard for so many, is because it's so easy. It's a weird paradox, right?
It's a funny thing, because life can be so easy, right? We can make decisions to stay comfortable all day and not grow whatsoever.
But what happens?
But it be acceptable, right?
But what happens if you do that? What happens if you do that?
Yeah, I mean, everything you
Anxiety,
don't grow.
stress, you're stuck, stagnant, and it's hard. It's hard, right? It's that weird paradox. So it's like, nobody's a morning person.
No.
So I'm done with that argument. I get it. You're right. Nobody's a morning person.
Yep.
It's exactly why you should wake your ass up and you should get to work and you should do some difficult things. That is exactly why, because it is hard, and it's not fun. But what's crazy, you do it long enough, you realize how fun it is. You realize how awesome it is. You realize the impact. And that's what we broke down at the beginning, but
you'll never go back. You'll never go back to the comfortable way of the mornings, for sure. Once you actually get a taste of the benefits that having a rough, tough morning gives you, you'll never go back to having a comfortable morning.
You'll falter and you'll catch yourself super fast, because I've experienced it. I've been there where I've had a day or two that passed and I go, holy crap, I feel the negative impact of not doing those things already. Already. I can't do this. I got to get up. I got to change this. I got to get back on the train. And man.
To to kind of loop that all together, man, we talked about comfort. I just want to kind of loop that up. You talked about comfort and being comfortable. The actionable that I want to give to everybody there, dude, is exactly what we're talking about. Do something in the morning that is going to make you uncomfortable, that's going to push you out of your comfort zone. Wake up. If waking up at 7 is hard for you, wake up at 6:30. Push yourself towards discomfort early in the morning and realize, because when you do that, when you push yourself to discomfort early in the morning, you realize that discomfort is exactly where you need to be to grow. And being able to sit in that discomfort and grow becomes almost more comfortable because it's so much more familiar to be discomfortable. So look for that. Look for discomfort. Look for discomfort. Search that out early in the morning because it's going to help you be more comfortable in those uncomfortable moments, if that makes sense.
Put the phone away. That's uncomfortable. Don't touch it.
Yep.
Don't fall into temptation. Spend some time by yourself. That's uncomfortable, right? Just you and no thoughts, maybe, but just you and your thoughts. That's fine. Whatever. Go do some physical exercise. Break a sweat. Yeah, man. Like, don't choose the easy, freaking sugary, crunchy cereal that's super fast to pour and pop in your mouth, right? Freaking get a pan out and cook something fresh and take the time to do that. Don't just run and bust ass out the door to work. To go grind. You will grind. You're going to be better at grinding. You want to know what's going to help you is if you do the hard thing. And this sounds weird and paradoxical again, but gosh, if you have kids, slow down, give them a hug, spend some time, ask them some questions, look them in the eyes. You want to know how hard that is to slow down and do that? Dude, it's hard. You want to know how beneficial that is for me as a father, as a business owner, as a person? It's everything. And it is really hard. It's really hard to do that. So again, think outside the box. Don't think so simplistically like your job is just to get up and work out. It is all these things, and you can get better and better and better at it if you just put emphasis on it. And that's the invite in 2023 is to become that type of person, right? Become that type of person. Don't just dabble in these things. Figure something out that's going to work for you. And gosh damn, share it with us, because I'd love to celebrate those wins, but share it with others too. Share it with others too and help them out.
Dallas, as we wrap up here, I know one of the challenges that we wanted to give today and one of the invites that we wanted to give to listeners was to take a look at their morning routine, create a morning routine for 2023 that's difficult and that's going to benefit you all throughout the year. Dallas, there's a few things you and I we've talked about morning routine. It's obviously changed my life. There's a few things that you believe need to be in that morning routine that I want to quickly list off here.
Yeah.
In that morning routine, just really quick, I believe it's 5 things. There's 5 things that you should do. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but what are the things that should involve your morning routine? And now what I want everybody to do is write down these things and then figure out your own morning routine. Figure out your own morning routine and how you're going to put these things that Dallas is going to go over right now and integrate them within your morning routine. Go ahead, Dallas. What are those things that are a must?
Physical exertion or just exercise, right? Break a sweat.
Yep.
That's one, right? Create stillness, quiet time, space for just you and nothing else. No phone, nothing. It could look like a walk. It could look like literal meditation of some form, whatever you prefer. Okay. Journaling. Right? Taking those thoughts, putting them to paper, creating more actionables, creating a better approach, creating a better design to your life, to your business. Feeding gratitude is part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Got prayer. Journaling is another form of, doing this. And that's why it's part of what we do with our journaling system. And feeding your mind, learning. So reading is huge for me in the morning. Other things that I would add to there, and learning could look different.
Let's start there.
Learning could look different, but we'll add more to it with time. But those are
5
great points to touch every single morning.
Those are 5 very important things. You figure out how to work those 5 things into your morning routine, and your day will change.
Your way. That's the other part to it. Your way. Exactly. Let's share, right? Like that's the idea is we share with each other and we gain perspective and we learn, but your life is your life. Your business is your business. You have to have your design. You have to put your stamp on it, and
push
but
yourself.
some way, shape, or form, a version of those, man, powerful, very, very powerful way to kick your day off every day.
Absolutely. And remember to make it difficult, right? It's very easy. You could do those 5 things very easily in between the hours of 7 and 10. Like if you give yourself set 3 hours to do all those things, it'll be very easy for you to do them. Make it difficult. Make it difficult. I have 2 hours to get all of my things done in the morning, and it goes from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. to get all of those things that we just talked about. That's how much time that I have. So it's not a ton of time. It's really not a lot of time. So make it difficult for you. Start your day off difficult, because it will help you do the rest of the difficult things that you need to do throughout the day.
Talk about discipline, right? Like talk about being able to carry that as well. Again, a transferable skill. Gosh, man, like wouldn't it be great to be disciplined in everything you do? Man, I think that's, yep, absolutely.
Great. Awesome. Dallas, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your wisdom. And again, just a challenge for everybody. Figure out your morning routine going into 2023. This is dropping on New Year's Eve. So you literally have a couple of days, put together your new morning routine and get after it in 2023. I
want one of those like the shoots out, like the New Year's Eve thing you blow into. Maybe Strat did a good job on the last one. Like, could you put that? Looks like I'm smoking a doobie, but I just blew it. So like throw it up on there. Just trying to, get creative here.
I love it.
And hell, awesome. If that's your thing, smoke a doobie, whatever. But like, have a great and happy and wonderful New Year. Be safe.
Yes.
We love you, and we're pumped for all that we're going to be doing here in 2023.
2022 was a huge year for the Growthcast. So we are extremely grateful for all of our listeners, for everybody that tunes in, for everybody that's shared a single episode, left us a review, left us a rating. We are extremely grateful. 2023 is going to be another massive year. Thanks to y'all. We're extremely grateful for our listeners, for the support that we get from y'all. It's honestly making me emotional thinking about it. Jeez. I'm kind of reflecting back and thinking of everybody sharing our episodes and the new guests that we've been able to have, the students that have done deals, that have been on to share their experiences. Dude, the Growthcast is very special to Dallas and I, and 2022 was an incredible year. We're extremely grateful for Tyler as well. Got to loop him in here. We're extremely grateful for the Growthcast and for the ability that we have to be able to jump on and teach and edify.
And for our sponsor, dude, like honestly, the Multifamily Mindset, we mentioned it through the description, we mentioned it, but it's the Growthcast presented by the Multifamily Mindset. And man, like we love our network at the Multifamily Mindset. We love our teams at the Multifamily Mindset. And, none of this is possible without people, without all of these people, you, them, us, all of it. And community is something that we should all hold near and dear and sacred. Without each other, what the hell do we have? So I love it, man.
Exactly. Appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great New Year's. Be safe. Please reach out if there's anything we can do for you. Take care.